in Revere, Massachusetts, and I'm here with Orion. How are you, Orion?
What's up, Matt? It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, it's good to be here. This is a very cool place you got here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Before we get into all the stuff that you're doing, do you want to tell us the establishment here, the Jump Off?
The Artist Jump Off is a way for the artists in the United Front Company to, promote and expose their art. We're just a collection of artists from all different mediums and genres that are kind of collected together to join forces and help each other move forward.
It's a really cool room. It's got a cool vibe, and you've got a lot of, speaking of art, you've got a lot of art on the walls.
Yeah. The studio itself was decorated by every MC or vocalist that's recorded here. It's all over the internet. That's kind of the wall with everybody's name on it, and then the rest of the walls in here were decorated by my friend Mike Tyler. This is the first thing that he ever did with an airbrush. So.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, this is the first thing he ever did. He picked up an airbrush one day and decided he could use it, and he did this thing over here called Boston in my hand, which is dope. Life-size picture of a man with a city in his hand. Behind us there's a koi fish for, I guess it represents prosperity.
So you've got the studio, which is where we are now, obviously.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And out in the other room, you've got kind of a venue going. Basically, you got all kinds of music in here, don't you?
Yeah, we do shows here, live shows. Record release parties, art gallery openings. Sometimes we just have like a spontaneous party where a bunch of artists are together for like having a good time.
Yeah. How long has the Artist Jump Off been here?
Artist Jump Off's been here for almost 2 years, and the United Front Company's been around for 3 years, ever since I moved to Boston.
Oh, okay. Where are you from originally?
I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Now, were you doing something similar to this while you were in New Jersey, or is this a new venture for you?
No, I first started rapping when I moved here, and after I wrote my first song, I decided to take it as far as I could and never look back.
Nice. So, excuse me. Now, what is the United Front Company exactly?
United Front Company is a company that I originated with a good friend of mine named Why Not, who's a producer. And I originated the company in the effort to have a name of a company to get me in a venue so I could perform. And it turned out to be a promotional company. It turned out to be an artist company. It turned out to be a whole bunch of things. So.
When you originally started it, did you imagine that it would get as big as it has, or did you start it more just with the idea of kind of, helping you with your own career?
No, I thought it was going to be another one of my big fuck-ups in life. But, I'm still moving forward with it.
Right. Well, we all have a lot of fuck-ups till we find something that really works for us and is successful. It's all part of learning. Part of the learning process, like you were saying before we started the interview. So I've got plenty of those myself. So absolutely.
Really appreciate the help.
Oh, no problem. Very, very glad to be involved. And so now, who are some of the artists that you work with on a consistent basis who are really part of the UFC?
On a consistent basis, I work with Skits. He's an engineer, producer, MC. He does everything. He tries to master the art of music itself.
Yeah.
Not just in one sense. Genevieve, I work with a lot vocally. Do a lot of songs together. We perform a lot together. We performed all over the country together. We continue to play venues all over the Boston area, New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we're planning our next national tour too, as well.
Really?
Yeah.
When is that? Do you know, or is it still in the early?
We figured we'll start this one in March. The last one we started in February, and some of the places that we went were kind of cold. I'm not really interested in that.
The joys of touring. Where did you go for the last tour? How far from Boston did you go?
Well, we did a show at a place called the Cava Lounge in San Diego.
Wow. Okay, so you went all the way out to the West Coast.
Oh yeah,
nice.
We drove straight out there. We were on a time limit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And pretty crazy, but we learned a lot.
I got it.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. For a second there, I couldn't hear anything else in the headphones.
That was Skits right there. Sorry about that.
That's quite all right.
Sometimes he just pops in.
Yeah. So how long was the tour? Was it a few weeks or?
The tour was actually from February We left on February 14th, and then we came back March 3rd.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We were supposed to be back March 1st, but we got stuck in New Jersey with some friends.
Oh, okay. And is the next one going to be longer or about the
next
same?
one's probably going to be a little bit longer. One of the things that I learned in terms of planning, we plan everything ourselves. We don't have any like outside company to plan shit for us.
Sure.
We do everything. That's one of the things about our company. We're independent. We always will be. We always have.
Yeah.
We planned the whole tour ourselves, and we kind of fucked up in the sense that we went to San Diego, and then we went to San Francisco, and then we went to Phoenix.
Right.
So that's one thing that planning the tour earlier is going to alleviate. Is like, we're going to go to San Diego. We're going to stay there for like 3 or 4 days.
Right.
We're not going to rush anywhere. That was a big problem when we were rushing to get to shows and stuff like that. We missed a couple of shows because of Mardi Gras.
Oh, no kidding.
We had a show in New Orleans on the last day of Mardi Gras. I don't know why I thought that would work. I don't know why I thought we could leave, Phoenix with just enough time to get to New Orleans and be okay with that.
Right.
That's not going to happen next time. So we're just going to be like a little bit more strategic about planning and stuff.
Right.
All the venues that we played loved us. We got New Year's at all the venues, got new fans and stuff like that. People waiting for us to come back, so I'm excited.
Nice. Now, tell me about what you're doing specifically musically. Do you have any albums out at this point, or are you just putting out tracks, or what?
Meanwhile, why not start the company? The first we put out was Fame One. It was like a compilation of everybody we knew in Boston.
Cool.
Which was about 5 or 6 people.
Yeah.
That was Fame One, and now we're on Fame 6.5. Within 2 years we're on Fame 6.5, the 6th series of that mixtape, which is the first nationwide version of that mixtape. Everybody that we met on tour that wanted to collaborate with us on some music is going to be on that. So
nice.
We got people like The Unknown Poet on there, from Largo, Florida, up-and-coming artists from down there. It's in charge of a people called Street Soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
We got an artist called IGI from Phoenix on there. There's an artist from named Ali Bang from New Jersey.
Yeah.
That's in terms of like what I do with everybody. Personally, I've released an album called The Voicemail and a mixtape called The Inbox on the same day last year. This summer I'll be dropping 2 original albums and 2 mixtapes on the same day.
Nice. Now, where can people find your music online?
You can buy my music on CD Baby or iTunes in terms of The Voicemail and some of the Fame series. And our nationwide distributor's website is jasonsousa.net. He's a publishing company, and he's been distributing our music successfully for the last 4 or 5 months or so.
Oh, cool. Okay. So everything you've got out there it's readily available.
Absolutely. If not, you can always come to the Jump Off and buy it.
Right. And speaking of the Jump Off, what do you have? Do you have anything coming up here that you want to talk about? Or
yeah, actually, I'm excited because you're going to be performing some of your stunts.
Absolutely.
At the next biggest thing going down here on June 5th, we're having a release party because Genevieve is releasing her solo album called The Sunrise.
Cool.
It's like really anticipated. It's like her solo stuff and everything.
Yeah.
And the first nationwide mixtape, the release date is June 5th as well.
Okay.
So have a few popular bands from the area. Me and Genevieve will perform. And you.
Nice. Are you going to be performing with a band that night, or?
Yeah, I'll be performing with DGP. Hopefully, they've been together for a while, but me being an MC with the band, you can catch them at DGP Music.
Okay.
DGP/DGP Music. Us together is we're kind of unrehearsed. We play good off the cuff and stuff, but we want to make sure everything's solid
right
before we start playing a lot of venues. But I'll be performing with them that night.
Now, is that a new thing for you as far as performing with a band?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm excited about it. As an MC, it's really, really relieving to be able to perform with a live band. There's a lot more energy on stage, and also venues are a little bit more friendly. It's a hip hop that performs.
Right. Is there anything about it that's more challenging?
I don't feel like sometimes in terms of performing with a DJ or CD, it's kind of hard to understand that the crowd can hear lyrics, which is the most important part of the music to me, obviously.
Sure.
It's just hard to hear myself. But, I'm getting used to it, and getting a better reception from the crowd when I'm doing it.
Right.
I'm excited about moving forward.
Yeah, cool. Is there anybody that you're looking to work with that you haven't yet? You know, as far as maybe in Boston or on a more national level, or you know, who's your?
Not really. I mean, anybody that's creative and progressive and is not interested in staying in the same place with their career. Anybody who's interested in moving forward. You know, every collaboration I do, whether it's with an artist that that is popular or artist that's not popular, every collaboration is a step forward for me because it opens up doors for me and helps me become more creative.
Right.
I wouldn't mind doing a song with anybody as long as they're creative and they really believe in what they're doing.
Sure, absolutely. That's very cool. And I wanted to ask you about what you mentioned to me something called the Rock Experiment. What's that?
Oh yeah, the Rock Experiment. I'm a promoter and a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I appreciate all genres of music. So I have a lot of friends who do rock music. So at their request, I've developed a series of shows that are genre specific. And the Rock Experiment is basically just a series of shows that we have that jump off in various venues all across Boston. It's some of the best rock bands from the area.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is basically, the radio rock, folk rock, punk rock, metal, all at one show.
Yeah, nice.
It's a lot of good people, a lot of good music, and good times and stuff like that. So
yeah, very cool.
That's what the Rock Experiment is, and it's every show gets bigger. So
yeah,
looking forward to having you involved, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you started this series yet, or is this coming up? Or?
Yeah, we started. The first one we had, Karen from Girl on Top was here. Garden Street.
I know Karen very well.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
she's very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
She's unmistakable. If you know her, you know her.
Yep.
But they made it a good night, and that was the first one. The first one was pretty successful. It's one of those things that I think is going to develop a lot of momentum as it moves forward.
Yeah. One of the things that's cool about what you do is that you work with various genres of music and you promote different things. A lot of people in this business kind of put themselves into a box.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of genres of music, so I understand where you're coming from and why it's important to do that. So that's very cool. And you're also one of the hardest working guys I know. And that's another thing that I appreciate about you because it's funny. We were talking a little bit before we started the interview. You mentioned working, basically 18-hour days every day, and I'm like, I hear you, man. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. Do you have any advice to young rappers who are just starting, or any musicians who are just starting out in the business who I don't know. You have any words of wisdom for them who want to get to where you are, where because you're doing this, you're a full-time musician, so
yeah. I mean, I don't really feel like I've really done much. I still feel like I have a long way to go.
Sure.
A lot of things to live up to. But,
sure.
My biggest thing lately is anything about hip hop and rap and stuff is for me it's not just making words rhyme and stuff like that. It's not just really riding a beat or how good you can freestyle. For me, it's like anything that you write down that's recorded words that people have the opportunity to hear. Just make sure you live up to it.
Yeah.
It's anybody can rap is the way I see it. Anybody with a pen and a piece of paper and who knows 10 words in English language can write rap. But if you're gonna write lyrics, and they're gonna be recorded and people are gonna hear them. Just make sure you are that person that your rap ego claims to be. Just make sure that you're living up to it. If you're not really about shit, just say you're not about shit. You can be creative and rap about not being about shit.
Right.
That's really all I really have in terms of words of wisdom. Everything else is stuff that I'm learning. I'm still learning. So.
And who's been a big influence on you? I know it's kind of a cliche question, but I am curious. Who are some of your big influences?
I'm influenced a lot by Sly and the Family Stone. I'm influenced by I'm influenced by Pearl Jam. I'm influenced by Biz Markie.
Yeah.
Gang Starr. Thank you. Gang Starr. Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Mos Def. Wu-Tang Clan. All different kinds of people. I grew up listening to all different kinds of music. So.
Yeah. That's good.
It's all just one big song.
Yeah. And now, where do we find you online and UFC and all that?
UnitedFrontCompany.com is the website. There's a link. There's a link there to email me, but I don't know how it works. United Front Company at yahoo.com.
Okay.
And then MySpace / United Front, letter CO, is the United Front Company's page. And then MySpace / Vitamin, the word, the letter C, and then ORYN is my personal music page, or catch my personal music projects.
Oh, okay. What's the significance of Vitamin?
It's kind of like a play on words, vitamin C.
Oh, okay.
The answers to it is kind of like in the songs. I try to entice people to listen to my music by fucking with it.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Cool. Anything else coming up you want to mention, or?
Not really. Just there's a big summer ahead of us. We graduated from Sammy's Patio. We won't be doing shows anymore, even though we had a great time there and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that. But we're trying to stay out of bars unless it's like a big venue like Millie's up there.
Sure.
We're trying to just keep progressing. So we're doing a lot of festivals this coming summer. We're doing a lot of
that's the way to do
college
it.
shows.
Yeah.
Just more people.
Absolutely.
More exposure.
Right. And with those kind of shows too, like with college shows, you're in front of an audience that's eager to actually hear new music.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes when you're in a bar, I know how it is. Some the people. Oh yeah, they're there to drink, and the music is secondary.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So I hear what you're saying there. So UnitedFrontCompany.com and MySpace.com / UnitedFrontCO.
You can catch some of our shit too on your site.
Absolutely.
ImpactPlayerMusic.com has been a big help us promote and stuff like that. Yeah, you definitely helped us gain a lot.
Cool. I'm glad. Very cool. All right, well, we'll wrap up. Do you want to play us out? Do you want to put a song on the end of this so that people can...
You know what? This is what I'd like to do is just, we got a new...
Yo. Do the math, homework, calculated as the greatest. Cocky attitude, middle finger to the haters and those who don't appreciate us. Hold your hand at the United Front, don't ask no favors. Bullet holes that look like Astro glass. Trying to be positive, why y'all hate us? I don't know. Welcome home, bitches, kids. UFC, yo, new, it's affiliate. Even if you're not feeling it, better don't feeling it. Chilling in a mansion with a Ryan higher than the ceiling is. Lost the last touch, I don't know where the Philly is. So they don't know where Philly is. Like nobody knows where Milli Vanilli is. Here we go again with the silly shit. Long rap sheets, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, told you 1,000 times. Couldn't none of you suckers ever steal my shine. This motherfucking microphone is mine. Long rap sheets, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, told you 1,000 times. Couldn't none of you suckers ever steal my shine. This motherfucking microphone is mine.
Theoretical, poetical, my lyrics are medical remedies. For my imbalanced chemicals, I'm incredible. These be my plentiful, edible testicles. For haters who wanna speak like beef's a spectacle. As a matter of fact, counter-strike, counter-rack. Hip-hop fans react as the talent I stacks fat. Acrobat over whack rap cats who blast facts. Take it back, bass claps and fat hand claps. Tricks of that. Snake rappers claiming to retire. Guards higher in Hell's Gates. You spitting fire, they coward liars. I'm here gonna save you like a spare tire. Leave you full of holes like informants wearing wires. Long rap sheet, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Can none of you suckers ever steal my shine? This motherfucking microphone is mine. Long rap sheet, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Can none of you suckers ever steal my shine? This motherfucking microphone is mine.
So my rap sheet's long, and so is my crime. What isn't is the amount of time I did time. I was caught up in the county jail system back then. It's amazing, no lying, was never sent to prison. God gave me the sense to learn my ways around the system. Psychotic with these lyrics, I know you can feel it. So catch it when I spit, you nod your head when you hear it. Things you think that you saw in my songs this time might mean something different if you open your mind. Hindsight is 20/20, but why look behind? Life is not a broad with a nice ass passing by. The future is now, the past is gone. Why is everybody acting like life is long? If everything I write down now is a song, be remembered by the scripture long after I'm gone. I'm a shit in my hand and throw it at your face. Now how the fuck do my feces taste? Time is fake, and so is space. Why believe in something that's impossible to waste? I bet you my flow unite the United States. How many MCs accept me? Master ceremonies, mastering in the actual sense, homie. You wanna wake up from me now, acting like you know me? I'ma put you back to sleep with my back breaking rap. On long rap sheets, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, I told you 1,000 times. Couldn't none of you suckers ever steal my shine. This motherfucking microphone is mine. Long rap sheets, one rhyme, one crime. Told you once, I told you 1,000 1,000 times. Couldn't none of you suckers ever steal my shine. This motherfucking microphone is mine. Jimmy.